Hi, this is John Poindexter, aka Dr. P, talking to you with a video coming at you, Life in Times of C-19, 05/04/2020. What an incredible time this is. Thank you very much for staying connected, and thank you to everyone who's out there on the front lines, taking care of business, keeping us all safe, keeping us fed, keeping us transported. Thank you so very much. And thank you to all of you who are making the effort that you can to keep yourself safe and keep your family safe. And thank you for all of those who are caregivers to those who have unfortunately been infected and who are fighting and or recovering from this or any other illness during this time. Also, my deepest condolences and sympathies with those families who have been impacted by a death. And many of us by this time have been impacted. So I want to take some time and talk to you about a few ideas to keep us going and keep us all connected during this very, very incredible time of human consciousness and American and Chicago life. So C-19 this far, what's been happening? So the first things that we really had to look at were the fear, the isolation, and the panic. And we did a great job with those because we were being pushed all these images of fear and what could happen and what would possibly be there. And we did a lot of great work supporting each other and all coming together and not being overwhelmed by that. Same thing with the panic. Panic does not slow the spread of C-19, nor does it help recover from it. So we did a great job of just avoiding panic, helping each other through the panic, staying level-headed and getting through this. And we did it by not isolating ourselves, by fighting the isolation. It is amazing to see how we have come together as a local community, as a Chicago community, as Illinoisans, as a nation, and as a world. Fantastic, fantastic efforts by healers, by practitioners, by people, by TikTokers, by YouTubers, by musicians, by artists, by performers, just DJ, everybody has participated in different ways to keep us connected. I like to compare where we are now to about mile 13 to 15 in the marathon. That means out of a 26-mile marathon, we're on somewhere around the halfway point, maybe a little bit more. That's what the data is showing us for here in America. And globally, that looks about what the curves are coming out to be. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that right now, kind of the mental toughness and just hanging in there and just being focused on the goal is important. We have come a long way. Each of our efforts that we've made as individuals has impacted our community, has impacted our states, has impacted our countries, and has impacted the world. That choice that we make to shelter in place, that choice we make to stay at home, that choice we make to keep ourselves safe, that choice has affected what the numbers and the curves look like locally, federally, and globally. So what we're doing is working. So now we have to keep going, keep supporting each other, stay connected, stay focused on our goal. And our goal is to keep ourselves healthy, keep those closest to us and our families healthy, and then keep our community healthy, right? So that is our job right now. To think about these things, I like to use a theory from Brofenbrenner. And in Brofenbrenner's model, there are concentric circles, which I think I'm showing over here, if I can get this graphic straight, where at the center is the individual, then there's the family, the close loved ones, then there's the community, including work, then the nation, and then the world. Now, these nation and world things, they're very tough to get to. So directly, it's hard for us to impact it. Where we have the most control and the most influence is at the center as what we do and how we protect ourselves and how we conduct ourselves as individuals. That's where our power is. That individual choice to keep ourselves healthy also means that we choose to keep the family and those closest to us healthy, right? So when we're taking care of ourselves and those closest to us, we have the most impact over those factors. Then that influences then our community. The community also includes the workplace. So you can see how our individual choice for health and our individual choice for protecting ourselves and those around us then influences ourselves, our family and loved ones, and then our community. By doing these things, by making that individual choice, then we impact the nation and then we impact the world. So where we're really focusing a lot right now is on the individual choice. I'm having a lot of conversations these days about what's next. What does things look like as we get back to normal, whatever that is going to be. What I like to talk about when I have this discussion is that we as individuals have a lot of power right now. We have unprecedented power. There is unprecedented change going on in our local societies, in our national society, and in our global society. Huge change in a very short space and time. The way we communicate, the way we interact with each other, how we think about commerce, how we think about work, what our patterns of work are, taking care of each other, health care. All of these things come out in a very the wealth disparity, poverty, access to food and resources. These things come to light in a very different way, and there's major changes that have happened because we as individuals have taken that power and we've acted in a certain way. So that's what's next. The power of the individual. What's coming up is that we as individuals have choice about what happens and what we choose to do from here on out. We right now have a lot of choice in what we do to keep ourselves healthy and to keep those around us healthy and influence our community. That choice will continue to increase in its power throughout the rest of the year. We have a lot of choices to make as an individual, and it's up to us what we choose to do next. Stay connected. Stay connected to each other. Stay connected with reliable sources of information. One of the ways that we fight fear, panic, isolation, the fatigue, and the impatience that we're feeling at mile 15, halfway through the marathon, is to be conscious of the images that we're feeding ourselves and our sources of information, and also the people who we are connected to as we interact with each other in a very unique and different way. Stay connected to people, reach out, stay in touch with those people who are fortifying you, who are making you feel the confidence and optimism that we need to have to move forward. Okay, I'm a Gen Xer. I'm a nihilist by nature. We knew this was going to happen anyway, right? We were right. And through that, however, we have to have confidence and we have to have optimism in what's next. Why not? Everything in the future is speculation anyway. It hasn't happened. And even the worst projections that happened at the beginning of this whole thing have not come to fruition because of the efforts we as individuals have made. So, if we continue to exercise that power, why not be optimistic? It's as relevant a viewpoint as anything else. And to have some confidence, in that what we put together next and what we choose as individuals is powerful. And if enough individuals, and there will be a lot of us, choose in the same direction, great change will continue to happen. So right now it's a time, just like being halfway through that marathon, that you have fortitude and you have patience. Fortitude and let's do what we're doing here. Let's stay the course, because what we're doing, the efforts we're making to keep ourselves and our society safe, they're working. And let's have patience. Let's not try to rush this thing. Let's look at the numbers. Let's get sober information from reliable sources. In America, a lot of that is the CDC, and any information that's data driven, to get reliable sources of information and use that data to make individual choices and to follow and comply with policies that keep ourselves, our families, and our communities, and thereby our nation and global society safe and healthy. We will get through this, and we will get through this stronger and even more connected and even more focused on what we need to do as a global society to take care of each other, as a national society to take care of each other, what we need to do in our communities to take care of each other, what we need to do in our families and with those closest to us to take care of each other. And we're all learning how to take care of ourselves even better. Thank you for spending some time with me. Hit me up if you got any questions, any ideas. Be well. And for the after credits special scene, you get my rant about why I love 2020. I love 2020. 2020 will not back down. 2020 will not stop. 2020 will keep going. It's got its own agenda. 2020 does not give a about you or your feelings, your unfinished projects. 2020 is just going to keep rolling along. Whenever you get in your feelings, 2020 be like, hey, tell it to 2016, or maybe even 2017, who was listening. You'd be like, 2020, but I don't understand. Why is all 20 to be like? You can discuss that with 2018 or 2019 when we actually had time for that, because 2020 is rolling out. All your plans, all my plans, all that stuff we thought about, 2020 is you can jump on with what I'm doing or not. I don't care. But it's not like 2020 doesn't care, because if you roll with 2020, there is a lot of reward. There's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot that's happening right now, and there's a lot of change and a lot that's going to happen. Stay focused, roll with this year, go with 2020. The momentum is inevitable, and this year is not going to stop. I love 2020. Love it.